Alright, so it's Friday, February 21st, 2020. Had a ton of trades. I'm not going to go over all of them. I just want to hit on some of the major ones. Dropbox obviously had a big day today with earnings. I think post-market yesterday on February 20th. So they shot up on the daily chart. You could see they shot way up over their 200 moving average from yesterday. A lot of volume today. I took a terrible trade on it, and I will show you that because you can see I got in and I was immediately kicked out. Now I knew when I got in, I took smaller shares. I knew when I got in that it was risky and it was probably a stupid trade. And I will show you on the VWAP why I thought getting in was good. So it was had a big up candle to start the day on the 5-minute chart, but then broke below VWAP, came back above VWAP, started to test it, and then held it. And I thought this was a sign that it was going to make a move up, make more of a move back up to the high of the day. I think I got in at, where did I get in at? 2306, and I put my stop just below 23 because I said, okay, it's got some volume, it was holding VWAP, and it's holding, and it's above a whole number of 23. So I said, if it holds 23, it has a possibility to run. If it doesn't, then maybe that's it for the day. And of course, immediately I got in at 23. I can show you on the 1-minute chart here, actually. Yeah, so on the 1-minute chart here, see it bouncing off VWAP. Once it got over 23, I said, okay, maybe it's got a potential to move here. I got in at 2306 and immediately went back down below and broke below 23, and I got out, and it moved all the way down to about 2259, and then just kind of meandered. You can see it wasn't a great trader today unless you took it maybe at the open. If you were able to get in, you see right before the open it started moving back up to the high of the pre-market, I believe, and then a huge surge right in that first 1-minute candle, all the way from about, I think it opened at around 22 and went all the way up to 23. So if you took a 1-minute opening range break at 23, and you were able to get this spike right here, you probably could have gotten something, but that was just too tough to get, so I didn't get anything out of that. One of the trades that I completely messed up, and this is something starting in December, I started taking more trades in the beginning of the day in the first 30 minutes, and with new strategies that I had been studying all last year and I just never put into practice because I wasn't comfortable with them. So I started in December, they paid off, and now 3 months in, they're really working out. My success rate has gone from, I think it's gone up about like 20% from where it was, and I was doing okay. I was scratching out profit throughout the year, but now I'm seeing a lot bigger gains on these trades. So I have been reluctant, though, to hang into my trades, and you have to let your winning trades run or you will never be successful as a day trader. So one of the trades that I took was E-Trade Financial, ETFC today, and I just did not stay in it, and it was really unfortunate because E-Trade was the one I think there was a buyout possibility. So yesterday you see it gapped up all the way up to like 55.67 from around its 200 moving average, so over $10 it gapped up, but then it failed the rest of the day. It really had a downward movement throughout the day. So I was looking to possibly ride that down lower because there's a lot of void below it. So at the open, it was all over VWAP, but you could see it was making its way down. It was trying to gain VWAP, failing, gain VWAP, failing, gain VWAP, failing. So really the signs were there for a short. And so I eventually, when it broke the low of the day here, when it had this opening range break, right here I got in at 54.06. It kind of bounced off of where I got in, went up to about 54.19, came real close to my stop, because I think I put my stop above like this candle right here, 54.21, so my stop was really close. But then it started moving down, and then I saw a little bit of extra volume kick in here as it moved its way back up, and I got out at 54.06 again. I got out flat, right where I got in. And that was unfortunate because if I had just held on to that, this would have been the trade of the week for me. But then I got back in. So I got out all my shares here from the first trade, and then I got back in at 53.96. So 10 cents below my original one, 54.06. So I got back in at 53.96, and then it started making its way down, and like this is something I'm going to stick to my rules starting in March. I will not do this. But I got out at 53.92. For a 4-cent gain, which made up for the commission I lost on this first trade, which was like, interactive brokers, the commission is just literally pocket change. So I made a little bit of profit. I took more shares and made a little bit of profit on that 4-cent drop because I I was almost like an anger trade because I knew I had done something stupid by getting out here. So when I got back in, I got in with more shares and I said, let me just make a quick profit. So I scalped it like I think it was 5 cents actually. I think I got in at 53.96 and I got out at 53.91. So it was just a dumb move on my part, because you can see what happened. It started moving all the way down to my first target from the second trade, which was 53.68, and it blew through that all the way down to about 53.47, bounced back up again, but then just continued to move sideways. I'll show you on the 8-minute, or eventually it made its way down. So from where I got in, it was just unfortunate that I just didn't hold on to it, because it really made for a nice all-day short. I think the low of the day was 53.15. If I had just held on to either one of those trades, I took 2 trades, you can see right here, and either one of them would have been a nice short all the way down here, over 75 cents. Would have been a nice little runner. You got to let your winning trades run. And this one had a lot of volume today too, not as much as yesterday, but enough to make it a viable candidate for a nice drop, a nice short, and I blew it. So I did that. So throughout the day, after not making much money on this, and then the Dropbox mistrade that I should never have taken to begin with, I was looking for something late in the day, and I've been much more successful with late afternoon trades as well, narrowing my criteria for what I will and will not take. And I took a mining stock, and you could see where I got in. I had originally put an arrow here thinking I would get in here, and I'm glad I didn't. Because once it got back up to around 52, this Agnico Eagle Mines, it dropped all the way back down to 51.71, but then it regained it. So what I saw on this particular chart was, when you look at this, it was down on the day, but it was trying to make new lows, and it kept bouncing and bouncing. So it's almost like a head and shoulders pattern, where you have a little drop here, and then back up, and then a little drop here, back up, and then a little drop here. So it regained this, and I thought if it gets close to 52 again and gets above it, I'll get in. So I did get in at 52. What was my 52.18, and it moved up, and it came close to my first target, and I was close enough for me to just get out all my shares at 52.38 from 52.18. So it was just a 20-cent gain, but at this point I wanted to just be positive on the day. So I didn't want it to risk dropping and then losing money on it. I probably would have gotten out at my break even anyway, so not too much of a risk, but it just tipped my first target, and I don't know what it's going to do the rest of the day. I might have another leg up, but I just wanted to be done with it and be done with trading today, because it's Friday, so at least I'll go into the weekend without any negatives. But that's good. So you got to stick to your rules. I could have had a much better day. I've been saying this over and over again. If you're new to day trading, you really got to stick to your rules. You got to have confidence in your trading plan. If you've been paper trading long enough to see whether or not the type of strategies that you do trade are successful, if you're getting close to 50% success rate, then you will be able to do that as long as you let your winning trades run. You don't bail on a stock too early, and that's what I did today with E-Trade. So unfortunately, I didn't make as much money as I could have, but moving in the right direction. I'm very happy with this quick move here. It wasn't that quick, but at least I got something out of it. So those were my trades. Hopefully I'll be able to do better next week to close out the month. And then once March starts, I'm gonna print this out and put it on the wall right above my monitors. Basically, stick to your rules and then just look at that all day long to make sure I don't screw up. Because this month I could have probably made twice as much money as I did this month if I had just stuck to my rules. But that's the key. Day trading is very emotional, and you will eventually make mistakes because of emotion. But as soon as you learn to master that and control that, you'll be successful. But it's a very tough thing, and most people don't realize that. You think everything's just technical data and just execution and everything like that, but the emotion is huge. It's such a huge part of day trading. So getting better at it, and hopefully it'll be much better going forward. But that was it. So AEM, say it was a nice late day trade. What was the other one? E-Trade and Dropbox. Dropbox was a mess up. E-Trade was just me poor management of my trade, and Dropbox was just a bad entry on my part. Just a stupid trade, really. Should not have taken that trade to begin with. That was dumb. I hope everybody has a good weekend, and be back next week going over some more day trades.